the $600 million story of Ryan Reynolds and Aviation Gin. Can you imagine investing in something you're passionate about, adding your personal touch, making it grow, and then having it bought for $600 million? Even more, still holding a part of its ownership and continuing to be involved in the brand? Well, it might seem challenging, but it's not impossible, especially if your name is Ryan Reynolds. You're a famous actor and the sexiest man alive of 2010, according to People magazine. In this video, we'll talk about the origins of Aviation Gin, how Ryan Reynolds got involved with the brand, and how it impacted its growth, what we as entrepreneurs can learn from the strategies of Aviation Gin, and its multi-million-dollar sale to the spirits giant Diageo. Are you ready for some action? The beginnings of Aviation Gin. Before becoming an absolute success and increasing its market value, let's explore the origins of Aviation Gin. The gin emerges as the result of the passion of two individuals, Ryan Reynolds, a bartender fond of classic pre-prohibition cocktails, and Christian Krogstad, the founder of House Spirit Distillery. The two crossed paths in 2005, and together they decided to create a distinct gin reminiscent of early 20th century American gins. During the Prohibition, American gins vanished from the market, temporarily fading into obscurity. But what sets American gins apart from the classic London Dry or Navy Strength gins? American gins dialed down the punch of juniper to give more prominence to other botanicals such as Indian sarsaparilla, cardamom, anise seed, or lavender. After numerous trials, experiments, and errors, they finally discovered what they deemed the perfect blend. Thus, Aviation Gin was born in Portland, Oregon in 2006, giving rise to the concept of New Western Gin, a term coined by Ryan Reynolds himself. As for its name, as mentioned, Ryan Reynolds always had an affinity for classics from the pre-prohibition era, so the name comes from the classic Aviation, a cocktail that, although for many it may have become a forgotten entity, it still holds its place on the list of timeless classics. Up to this point, nothing particularly noteworthy beyond the creation of a new spirit, right? So what led a famous actor like Ryan Reynolds to turn Aviation Gin into his personal project? How does a gin transition from being a relative unknown to selling for over $600 million in just a few years? The entry of Ryan Reynolds. We've explored the genesis of Aviation Gin, but what unfolded next took everyone by surprise, transforming it into one of the most esteemed gins in the market. In 2016, a decade after its creation, House of Spirit Distillery sold Aviation Gin to Davos Brands. Just 2 years later, the renowned actor Ryan Reynolds stepped into the scene. And that's when the action started. No introduction is needed for this Hollywood A-lister, famous for portraying the superhero Deadpool. Yet, our focus isn't on his cinematic career. What prompted a globally recognized actor with millions of social media followers to dive into the spirits entrepreneurship world? The answer is simple. He tasted Aviation Gin one day, and it's safe to say he fell in love with its flavor. In his own words, he proclaimed it as the best gin in the world. Not happy with being a regular consumer, Reynolds took a bold step forward, acquiring a stake in Aviation Gin from Davos Brands. This move made him a co-owner and creative director of the brand. This decision altered the brand's trajectory, not only due to his fame, but also because Reynolds has proven to be a marketing genius, leveraging his humor and empathy. Thanks to his magic touch, he transformed Aviation Gin into a top-tier premium brand in an intensely competitive market. So, how did he achieve this? In the following sections, we'll dive into various marketing strategies employed by Aviation Gin and Reynolds himself. These insights are valuable lessons that you can learn and apply to evaluate your own business. Are you ready? What we can learn from Ryan Reynolds as an entrepreneur. Ryan Reynolds could have limited himself to becoming an investor in the brand, lending his celebrity image and letting Aviation Gin grow on its own. But that's not him. Ryan Reynolds is a true entrepreneur, and he has successfully turned Aviation Gin into a global reference. What strategies can we highlight from his role in the company? One of Ryan Reynolds' main characteristics is empathy. Empathy is crucial in the marketing realm because it connects with the target audience and makes them happy. It leads to the creation of more successful campaigns. It enhances the brand's reputation in the eyes of the consumer. Ryan Reynolds understood this perfectly, evident in his advertising campaigns. Not only is he the co-owner of Aviation Gin, but he has also invested in other companies and owns his advertising agency, Maximum Effort, responsible for campaigns for both Aviation Gin and everything associated with Reynolds, including Deadpool. The style of Maximum Effort, like his personal style on social media, is clear. It seeks to unite people through shared experiences, connecting with potential customers through viral campaigns that go beyond simple product promotion. Through the empathy we mentioned, Reynolds has achieved incredible campaigns through another factor that is ever present: creativity and humor. His sense of humor breaks away from the conventional, achieving virality wherever he goes. This adds an image of authenticity and transparency that the audience loves. He has no problem ridiculing his own brand in his campaigns. Ryan Reynolds believes that humor and the ability to laugh at oneself humanizes and brings you closer to the consumer. And who would argue with that? Strategic investment is another strong point of his entrepreneurial vision. As mentioned, it's not just Aviation Gin. Reynolds is involved in several companies, demonstrating the ability to identify business opportunities. Not only has he succeeded with his investments, but also in seeking collaborations. We've seen advertising spots where Reynolds promotes Aviation Gin with other companies like British Airways and Virgin Atlantic, and he even gifted a campaign to the iconic McRib from McDonald's. Another characteristic is active participation in the brand. He actively engages in both the management and promotion of his companies, leveraging his position as a public figure. One advantage he has as a famous and influential person is the ease of getting other celebrities to collaborate on his campaigns, always with a sense of humor. Perhaps the most daring aspect of Reynolds' strategies is breaking established advertising norms. His agency, Maximum Effort, stands out for its disruptive approach in advertising, breaking established norms and challenging conventions even with moderate budgets. In 2023, for the Thanksgiving campaign, Aviation Gin brought together Ryan Reynolds with his co-star from Just Friends, Amy Smart. Both starred in the festive romantic comedy in 2005, portraying high school friends who reunite many years later. In the ad, they shoot a scene portraying the couple 18 years later, with Smart's character complaining that the bar has run out of Aviation American Gin before repeatedly calling cut due to her various objections to the scene. When she realizes that the movie is actually an advertisement, he replies, "It's a self-financed sequel based on a loose interpretation of intellectual property law. So yes, it's an ad for my Aviation American Gin." Genius? How much is creativity or genius worth? Well, I'll tell you. In this case, it's worth $610 million. Want to know more? Here we go. The $1 million sale to Diageo. The climax of Aviation Gin comes in 2020 when the distributor Diageo decides to acquire the brand. The numbers? $335 million plus an additional $275 million depending on the investment's performance over the next 10 years. A total of $610 million. But what makes a company like Diageo pay such a hefty sum for a gin? Exponential growth. The first thing to highlight is its exponential growth. In 2019, Aviation Gin had doubled its sales volumes compared to the previous year, making it the second best-selling premium gin in the United States. The Reynolds touch. Reynolds' involvement brought charisma and played a crucial role in the brand's marketing. In fact, Diageo has acquired ownership of the brand, but Ryan Reynolds still retains part of the ownership and, of course, remains involved to ensure the brand maintains its essence. A win-win for both parties. Premiumization strategy. Another factor promoting this $1 million purchase is Diageo's commitment to premiumization. In a market where carrying the premium label is crucial, Aviation Gin fit perfectly into Diageo's strategy. Brand reputation. The brand's reputation in the American spirits market adds incalculable potential in the international market for Aviation Gin. Acquisition of Davos brands. Lastly, the $1 million purchase also involves acquiring Davos Brands, the parent company. This strategic move allowed Diageo to add brands like Astral Tequila, Sombra Mezcal, and Taiku Sake to its product catalog. Without a doubt, Diageo's $1 million investment is no coincidence, and this acquisition enables them to make a significant impact in the spirits market, where they are one of the big players. Likewise, the entry of Ryan Reynolds into the world of spirits is not a result of chance. It adds to a long list of celebrities from the film, music, and sports industries, among others, who have chosen to join forces with major companies in the sector to create new products within the premium segment of distilled spirits and beverages. In the world of spirits, competition is brutal. And in the gin industry, of course, it's no different. Ryan Reynolds' presence has facilitated Aviation Gin's exponential growth. But it takes more than fame to be successful. The world is full of failed projects, despite having a famous millionaire behind them. It's necessary to handle all of the variables well, use the right marketing strategies, and offer a product that provides something different to users. Ryan Reynolds has managed to hit the right notes. And in other videos, you've seen how Kim Kardashian or The Rock found their own. Are you ready for more successful stories and entrepreneurship? Hit that subscribe button. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.